Okay, I don't need my glasses. Okay, I'll read. I'm asked to keep this between 5 and 7 minutes, okay? so that we can all enjoy our lunch. And I'm always very slow, so I'll try my best to read this very quickly. Please bear with me. I'd like to thank, first of all, Rio Asian for the amazing and unexpected honor. Great thanks to the original Firehorse herself, Anita, to the nominators, to the jury, to Diana and the Rio Asian team and members, and of course to the generous donors. I said unexpected because so many of those that I'm lucky enough to call my friends here certainly deserve this award as much or much more than me. I'm therefore deeply grateful for the support and energy that I've always received from the creative community here, Asian and affiliated. I was 15 when my family emigrated to Canada, and the questions of culture shock and displaced identity became the main topics in my work. I had to figure out where I stood, whether my self-worth was dependent on my fitting in, and whether my goal should be maximum integration or integrity to my cultural origins. The loss of my mother tongue Cantonese, which I used for writing in student newspapers in Hong Kong, was compensated in finding a new language, the film language. In those days, there were no creative labs or workshops to take young filmmakers by the hand and give them support. So I was very lucky to have mentors with the names of Charles Gagnon, Father Fisher, Father Marc Gervais, John Buell, Denis Diniakopoulos, Gail Valaskakis, First Nations, or Miroslav Malik. Just the various origins of those names contain the essence of Canada. Most of all, they taught me to be fearless, that emotions and experiences could be shared without borders, and that I didn't need to feel any complex at all to knock on doors of mythical figures like Eric Rohmer. And as they say, the rest is history. I think of another illuminating experience in Africa, near Timbuktu, when we lost our way during preparations for an African poetry caravan. I spent the night with the local women in their huts by the river, sharing quote-unquote stories about life and love, husbands, lovers, children, ancestors, without any common language. It made me realize that we can explore the complex tapestry of our being without being defined only by race, gender, or age, but by the universal emotions shared with others. On the other hand, I think of this question when I take pictures on my cell phone. When I'm filming you of another type, I don't see my own image. But when I flip the lens over and take a selfie, I see myself as you see me. What I mean is that sure, we should embrace our common universal values, but we should also take stock of our differences so that we don't spend our life pretending or aspiring to be someone else, to be someone that we are not. Someone younger, whiter, thinner, etc., etc. In March, I was in Montreal filming for my new project about my Chinese parents and the mystery of their English name, Stephen. Watch this space, this will come. Then I filmed some stuff in Hong Kong when Diana called me and told me I got this award. I'm particularly touched to receive this recognition in Canada, and I'll explain why in the last anecdote, and that you get back to our lovely lunch. Back in the 1980s, when I was having a very hard time making my second indie feature, there was a quirky psychotherapist from, of course, Vienna, in his Montreal Westmount basement office, who said to me, look, when you're going through bad times, not knowing who you are, where you are, or why you are, You don't flee to Hong Kong, you don't stay in Paris, but you come here to walk up and down the streets of Montreal. To reconnect with formative years and with spirits of loved ones who are laid to rest here, I'm grateful to them all. I'm also grateful for the support of the living, to my children and their families and my lovely grandchildren, of my own family in Montreal and Toronto, of supportive old friends like this one here, putting up with the bitching and raving and lunatic dreaming through the years. Last but not least, I'd like to thank all the beautifully talented young filmmakers that I've had the honor and pleasure to accompany, because they always give me back so much energy and motivation in return. Finally, I'm going to close with some words that I swear I wrote down, and Diana would swear to that, before I heard Jane Fonda say the very same thing several nights ago on stage in Cannes. We've come a long way, yes, but there's still a long way to go. And as we all know, we're constantly being shoved back to the starting block. Real Asian provides a precious, safe place and a mutually motivating community to keep us going strongly and bravely on this long journey. And this award will certainly motivate me to continue my work in exploring our specific heritage, but also our way of belonging to a larger human community. Thank you.
One more time, congratulations to Mary Stephen on being the 2023 Award. Thank you so much.